Get more out of giving.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday evening Gift of Legacy Zoom call. If you are here for the very first time, welcome. If you are watching a recording, welcome. If you are here every week, welcome. It's lovely to have you here. Please jump on your phones, invite your friends. We're going to do something very different today. I know it's an English Zoom call, but Gift of Legacy was developed and created in South Africa by South Africans and was launched on the 10th of January 2022. And what we want to do today is when we show you the poster that explains what your potential earnings can be, I'm going to show it to you in South African rands. So if you've got people who are interested in a gifting activity in the South African context, then share it with them. And maybe even people from our neighboring countries who understand the value of the rand, get them onto the Zoom call, because when we talk in dollars, sometimes people aren't aware of the exchange rate and what this means. So get people to join the Zoom call and share this recording with your South African friends and family, because it's very interesting when you see it converted to your own currency. I'm presenting alone tonight. My co-hosts, unfortunately, are not here. If they join us, I'm sure they'll jump in and assist. But I'm going to go ahead with the presentation, and we are recording. It's live on YouTube. The link was on the invitation. And like I said, we will be sharing the recording. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's find out more about Gift of Legacy. I'm presenting off my cell phone screen because Gift of Legacy is something that you can do anywhere at any time. You will see at the bottom next to on the left of my WhatsApp, I'm clicking an icon to go into my Gift of Legacy website. It's not an app. You cannot join Gift of Legacy by downloading an app. You have to use a unique invitation link. You will then register, get a confirmation email, which you will confirm, and you can then log in with your unique username and email address. You can log in to your website. So I just wanted to show you that so that you could see all of that. And now I'm going to share the presentation with you. Welcome to Gift of Legacy, a gifting activity that is creating abundance around the world. You are here by special invitation. Gift of Legacy is a platform that you can only join by invitation. So please reach out to the person who has shared their link with you so that they are able to discuss and explain Gift of Legacy a little further with you, excuse me, after the presentation. Just a quick disclaimer. This presentation is for information sharing only and is not to be construed as financial advice. Neither myself nor Gift of Legacy or any other presenter are registered financial or tax advisors. The information we are sharing with you tonight is only intended to give you an example of what you as a participant may expect to receive. The website is www.giftoflegacyglobal.com. As with all systems and all platforms, just watch out for people who try to get you to join another platform with a very similar name. This is the website, and you can only join it by using a unique link. So what is Gift of Legacy about? What is Gift of Legacy all about? What are we talking about? Well, we will refer to the term sacred economics during the presentation or in your interactions with people in Gift of Legacy. Gifting communities trace back to the 1960s in modern day culture, but they actually trace back a lot further in communities and cultures that you may belong to. They've been off the mainstream for decades, and they are 100% legal. There are many forms of gifting or community funding activities around the world. In Africa, and especially in South Africa, we use the term Ubuntu. Ubuntu means communities working together. It's the principle of I am because you are, that people work together so that everybody can benefit. And that picture of the piggy bank with lots of hands putting a small penny in, that's what Ubuntu is truly about. Everybody working together so that somebody who really needs the funds can receive it. And in Gift of Legacy, we all get a turn to receive. A gifting activity is also known as a circular economy. Everybody has a turn to be a gifter, and everybody has a turn to be a receiver. We call the receiver a legend. It's circular. There's not one person at the top who is always receiving. No. When you have received, you go back and become a giver, and you gift to another legend on another board. Gift of Legacy is a global, worldwide gifting activity. There are participants in most countries across the world. We are uplifting communities financially, but also by creating abundance and self-development. People need to interact with others across the world online. They've learned to send gifts by using new ways of sending money across the world, and they've used technology to be able to share information. So truly, it is an activity that benefits the person. What does the Gift of Legacy website look like? Well, whether you log in on your laptop or your cell phone, you will see a board similar to what I showed you just now, and there are 6 boards. These are the boards that you will ride to create your legacy, and we call it riding the boards of abundance. Now, in Gift of Legacy, we use the analogy of a theme park. The theme park was chosen because it is bright and colorful. It's a place where you go to escape reality. It is a place where you go to understand what is going on in your community and have fun with those around you. It's not a place you go on your own. You will always take friends with you. And so anyone who enters Gift of Legacy must invite 2 people to join them on this journey. There are 6 boards. The first board is the $25 coal board. So I'm going to explain it to you. This is what a board looks like on the website. When you click on the word coal, this is what pops up. This is your board. In the middle is a legend. There are 2 guides on either side of the legend, 4 builders, 2 on each side, and 8 gifters, 4 on each side. There's a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. Now, the legend, the person in the middle of the board, is the one that will receive the gifts. And you will see that the gifters have got usernames that they have chosen. That's a nickname that you get to choose when you register. The legend on the board will receive gifts. You will land as a gifter when you start your journey on the coal board. You will contact the legend and you will ask them, how can I send you 25 US dollars? We use the US dollar because it is still currently the most stable currency in the world, and we use the US dollar as a standard, so everybody converts that amount to their local fiat currency so that they know how much they need to send when they send a gift. We also, when we send gifts, the gifter will cover the cost of any transfer fees before the legend receives the gift. It's sort of like buying the wrapping paper for a gift. So the legend is going to receive 8 gifts of $25 from the people who land on the board. When the legend has received all 8 gifts, they will have received $200 in total. They now stop being the legend of the board. This board will close so that everybody else can move closer to the middle position so that they can also get close to being a legend themselves. Now, what we suggest is when you join on a coal board that you manage your gifts wisely, and you do this throughout your journey in Gift of Legacy. You should use your first 4 gifts to join the higher board. Then you can enjoy the next 3 gifts, and you keep the last gift, the 8th gift, to join the perpetual cycle, which just means you get to ride that value board again. So when you land on coal, because it is one of the starter boards, you will join with $25, and when you have received 4 gifts of $25, you will use that to join bronze, the $100 board. You need to press the peak button on the board. You will peek on the board, you will see what it looks like, and at the top of the board, there's another button that says join. You will join the board, and then you will be able to see the legends details. You contact them and you send them the gift. So you can start your ride in Gift of Legacy on coal or bronze. After the coal board, you will journey through 4 boards. On the bronze board, you will enter with $100, and when you have completed the board, you will exit with $800 in total. Let's look at what a bronze board looks like. I'm going to go into detail so that you understand this board. Once you understand this board, it will be easier for you to know how the silver, gold, and platinum boards work. They're exactly the same. They just have a different name and a different value. So you will start your journey on bronze as a gifter. You will land on the board in a gifter position. Now, we've used yellow on that circle because when you log into the website, your username, your nickname on your circle will be typed in yellow, where everybody else, their nicknames are typed in white. This is to indicate that you are the gifter. You are the person logging into the profile. You will contact the legend and send them an unconditional gift of $100. This gift cannot be returned. Then other gifters will land on the board. The legend can use the first 4 gifts to fast track, to go ahead and join their silver board with those $400. Then 4 other gifters will land on the board, sending $100 gifts to the legend. The legend will receive $800 in total. The board will close. You now move up into a builder position. When you are a builder, that's exactly what you need to be doing. You need to be building your team, your lineage. You will invite 2 friends to join you on this journey. Let's call them A and B. Other people, they could be the legend, guide, or builder, will also invite people. But it is really suggested that on your first cycle, on your first ride through a board, as a builder, you invite people, then they will always be next to you and following you on your journey. Then 4 other gifters will land on the board. The legend will have received $800 in total, and the board will close. That legend goes off and carries on their journey, and you move into the guide position. Your 2 builders are your invitees who are now next to you, and they will invite 2 people. So your invitee A will invite their friends C and D, and B will invite their friends E and F. Now look at that. There's the principle of 2 by 2 by 2. You invited 2 people. They invited 2 people. And so it continues. And that is how you fill up a board and create momentum. When one hemisphere or one side of the board fills up, like you can see now on the screen, the guide, in this case it's you, is able to continue their journey. They can go off and become a legend on their own bronze board, while this original legend will wait for the right-hand hemisphere to close. This is very important so that teams that are moving speedily are able to go ahead. So congratulations, you are now a legend on your very own bronze board. You are going to have 8 gifters join you. They're going to contact you, congratulate you. They might use WhatsApp or Telegram. They could use email, but most people prefer WhatsApp and Telegram. They will contact you and ask you how to send you an unconditional, non-returnable gift of $100. Now, because we are gifting people across the world, we do use cryptocurrency. We are not trading. We use cryptocurrency strictly because it is a quick and safe way to send funds digitally across the world. If you live in the same country, you're welcome to do an electronic funds transfer, an EFT. You can even meet somebody at a coffee shop and give them cash. So you as a legend will have received $800 in total. Gifting does need to be done within 24 hours of a gifter landing on a board. If they don't, the legend can remove you from the board. Sorry, it's 48 hours from landing on the board. So you as the legend will receive $800 in total, but you are only keeping $300. I'll explain that shortly. Now, do you remember that original board where you were the guide and you moved off? Now, you've completed your bronze board. That original board has not closed. You need to join your perpetual cycle, which means you're going to join bronze and ride it again. So when you click join on your bronze perpetual cycle, it's not a different board. You're going to come back here to this original board and you are going to land here and help to close this board. This principle is called the Ohana principle. Ohana is a Hawaiian word that means family. It means nobody gets left behind. And by you coming back to close this board on your perpetual cycle, you are helping to move the team. If this board had closed, you would join another board where there's maybe another legend on a bronze board. You do follow your inviter throughout your journey from bronze to platinum, so you would most likely land on a board where someone from your team is. When you finish your bronze board, you will have received $800. You already used $400 to join the silver board, and then you're going to hold back $100 to join your perpetual bronze cycle, which means $500 in total is used to move to the next boards, allowing you to keep $300 in your pocket. Remember, you might have started with just $25 on the coal board or $100 when you started your bronze journey, and now you are keeping $300. So let's break it down. Let's have a look at these rides in the theme park. Please watch one of our recordings called The 4 Attractions, because it really explains why we talk about a coal train, what the Ferris wheels are, and what the Ohana shuttle is in the theme park, and the importance of participating on all of the boards in your journey in Gift of Legacy. So the coal train is one of the 2 starter boards. You can start on coal or bronze when you start your journey. On coal, you start with a $25 gift. On your first round, you will receive $200 in total, but you only keep $75. The reason you keep $75 is you need to go ahead and join bronze with $100 and keep $25 to ride coal again. So you're only keeping $75. But on your perpetual journey in coal, you are already on bronze. So when you ride coal your second, third, fourth time, you only have to hold back one gift, one $25, so that you can ride it the next time, which means you keep $175 on your perpetual cycle. Now, bronze is the first of our 4 Ferris wheels. The reason we have a coal train is that it normally goes around and around the theme park without stopping. And the Ferris wheel typically is the same. It turns around and around and around, and you can keep giving a ticket and just keep riding it. And that's what we want everybody in Gift of Legacy to do, to ride the boards perpetually, ongoing. That's how you create a legacy for generations to come. So on bronze, you're going to land on the board, gift a legend $100. You will receive $800 on your first round, and you keep $300. I've just explained that to you. On your perpetual cycle, however, you receive $800 and you keep $700 because you are already on silver. You only need to hold back $100 to ride the bronze board again. Okay, let's have a look at silver. On silver, it's the second of our Ferris wheels, the second of the boards. You're going to join the board with $400. Gift the legend unconditionally. You will receive 8 gifts, which is $3,200, and you get to keep $1,200. On your perpetual cycle, however, you don't have to worry about keeping money back to join gold. You have already joined gold, and now you just hold back 1 gift to ride silver again. This time you keep $2,800 on your silver perpetual cycle. Now gold starts getting very exciting. It's the third of the Ferris wheels, the third board on your journey to abundance. On the gold board, you will gift somebody unconditionally $1,600. You will receive 8 gifts to the same amount when you are legend, which is $12,800. You need to keep $5,000 to join platinum and $1,600 to ride gold again. So you will keep $6,200 on your first gold board. And on your perpetual cycle, you have already joined platinum, so you just hold back 1 gift of $1,600. So you are now able to keep $11,200 of the money that you receive. Now, platinum is the ultimate board. It's the biggest Ferris wheel in the theme park. It's the most exciting board. You will gift somebody $5,000 when you join the board. You will receive $40,000 in total. There's no higher board currently. There has been a announcement made that another board will be developed sometime in the future. But for now, the $5,000 board is the last board on your ride to abundance. So you don't have to join a higher board. You need to keep back 1 gift, $5,000, to ride the perpetual cycle, which means you keep $35,000. And it's exactly the same on your perpetual cycle. So I want you just to look at the bottom line. The bottom line, what you can keep on your perpetual cycle. You could be on all 5 of these boards, plus another board I'm going to discuss with you now, riding the perpetual cycles. You're not going to receive on every board every week, no. But you will be on your perpetual cycle on all 6 of the boards eventually, receiving amounts of $175, $700, $2,800, $11,200, and $35,000 at different intervals at different times. And imagine, you started with 1 gift of $25. Now let's put this in the South African context. In the South African context, to join a coal board for $25, it's about 500 Rand. Let's say 500 Rand is closer to 480, but let's say 500 Rand. You will receive on your first cycle 3,812 Rand, and you're keeping 1,430 Rand. Probably a little bit more with the exchange rate at the moment. But let's look at these figures. On the perpetual cycle, you will receive 3,812 Rand, and you will keep 3,335 Rand. Sounds a lot more when you say it in Rands. On bronze, you will join with $100, which is about 1,800 Rand, call it 2,000 Rand. You will receive from bronze 15,247 Rand and keep 5,718 Rand on your first cycle. On perpetual, you keep 13,341 Rand. Let's look at silver. On silver, you join the board with $400. The amount that you receive is, let me just, I think something's cut off there. Yeah, it's 60,986 Rand. And you are keeping 22,870 Rand on silver in your first round. Most people think that 22,870 Rand is a very healthy monthly income. Lots of people don't even receive that on a monthly basis. On silver perpetual, you get to keep 53,313 Rand. That's when you start dreaming. That's when you're seeing that your legacy is possible, that you can start paying off debts, planning ahead, doing something fun that you've always dreamed of. Now on gold, you're going to land on the board and gift somebody $1,600. You will receive, as a legend, 243,945 Rand. That's close on 250,000 Rand. You don't get to keep it all though. You keep 118,161 Rand on gold. And on your perpetual gold, you get to keep 213,452 Rand. That's close to 250,000 Rand. And I love platinum. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to join platinum. I'm just a few gifts away from joining platinum. On platinum, you will join the board, $5,000. You will receive in rands, as a legend, 762,329 Rand. And you're keeping 667,038 Rand. That's over 500,000 Rand. And it's exactly the same on the perpetual cycle. Now look at the bottom line here. Let's make it a bit bigger there. Look at that bottom line. Would you like to be receiving amounts of 3,335 Rand, 13,341 Rand, 53,313 Rand, 213,452 Rand, and 667,038 Rand? Would you like to receive that? For just $25 for 500 Rand to start. And now there's a sixth board. There was a board created in May 2024. It is called Ohana. Remember that word where you came back to close the board? Well, Ohana was created to support GGM. GGM is Gracious Givers Movement. It is a non-profit organization that was founded when Gift of Legacy started by the people who created Gift of Legacy. Because when you join Gift of Legacy, you get a link, you register, you confirm your email, you pick and join the board, you see who the legend is, you contact them, and you send them a gift peer-to-peer, person-to-person. You don't send any funds to the platform, to the system. You don't pay a monthly fee, a registration fee, nothing like that. You just join. But now this is a platform, a website, that tells people across the world how to send their gifts, when to send their gifts. There are daily, weekly, and monthly fees that need to be paid, and Gracious Givers Movement pays for that. In the beginning, lots of people gave graciously from their hearts and helped to support the system. But as the community grew, the gifts became less for the amount of people that were in the community. So the custodians, the people who created Gift of Legacy, created the Ohana board last year. The Ohana board is 100% blended. It's not about lineage. You don't build 2x2. It's like a little golf cart, a shuttle driving around the theme park. It's hop on, hop off. It's all about meeting people in the community. It's $50 unconditionally to join Ohana. You have to be confirmed on a coal or a bronze board to participate in Ohana. If you're only on a platinum board or only on a gold board, you can't join Ohana. You have to be confirmed on a coal or a bronze board, and you should be on all of the boards. When you finish the board, you will receive $350. You only get 7 gifts, and you keep 300. Why do you only keep 7 gifts? Because gifter number 1 is the Ohana position, that little driver with the blue outfit who is driving the cart, Ohana positions will start the board in a gifter position, move through builder, guide, and in legend. When they are legend, the gifts that they receive are transferred to GGM to look after the theme park, to keep the lights on, to keep the cogwheels going, to keep the rides going, to keep this system alive upon which you and I are creating our legacy. The board will only close when all 8 gifters are confirmed. You don't need an Ohana principal on an Ohana board. The GL system automatically will join you to the next Ohana board when you have finished a board as a legend. And if you choose to be removed or don't continue your journey on Ohana, unfortunately, you won't be able to use that profile to ride Ohana ever again. And we do use USDT cryptocurrency only for Ohana boards because it is a blended board where there are people from all different communities around the world. Now, there are some guidelines in Gift of Legacy. In any theme park, we have got guidelines, and so we have some in Gift of Legacy as well. You join by sending an unconditional gift. It's non-returnable to the legend on the board, and you only ever gift the legend on the board. You will invite 2 like-minded, like-hearted, and I say community-minded people to join you on your journey. Yes, we can sign up our friends and family, but then you have to look after their profiles because every profile must invite 2 people. So get 2 people with you who understand, who've got a passion for creating a legacy, who understand the power of gifting. We're not selling anything. We're simply sending gifts peer to peer across the world. And in the South African context, it's like a stokvel on a website. It's a bit different to a stokvel, but you understand the concept of a stokvel. It's community working together, sending gifts so that everybody gets a turn to receive. You encourage your 2 invitees to do the same, 2 by 2 by 2. This ensures the movement of the boards. Just invite 2 people to join you. You need to join the board sequentially. You join on either the $25 or the $100 board. You move to $400, $1,600, and $5,000 board. The Ohana board is optional, but it's really a good idea, and it's the right thing to do to join the Ohana board. 1 gift, 1 time for $50 will help you to keep receiving $300 every time you are a legend that you get to keep. It is essential to join the perpetual cycle of every board. If you don't join the perpetual cycle, you are not able to progress to the next higher board. It is important to know that you cannot advance after your first bronze board without 2 confirmed invitees. You get a free ride from coal to bronze. You can move from coal to bronze without invitees. But when you are a legend on bronze and you complete your board, your journey will come to an end if you do not have your 2 invitees. The system will not allow you to do anything unless you have invited 2 people. You can access your profile, but you can't check any boards. All you can do is get your link and share it and get people to join you. It is important to note we don't promote Gift of Legacy on social media, not because we're hiding anything, but simply because we want to keep our community like-minded. So many people participate in MLM, network marketing, affiliate marketing, schemes, businesses, online. This is something very different. A gifting activity is for a different kind of person, somebody who truly understands community. And so we don't promote on social media. You can talk about Gift of Legacy without using the words Gift of Legacy. You can talk about giving and sharing and what the pleasure is that you get out of giving gifts to other people. But you don't tell them information until you sit down and explain, or you let them watch a recording or attend a Zoom call. We don't fill spaces. We don't just add 2 people with our invite link to get our 2 people. Remember the 2 by 2 by 2 guideline. Be the messenger, not the message. If you can't share Gift of Legacy, if you haven't got your head around it and you don't really know what it's about, invite them to watch a recording on the YouTube channel. Invite them to a Zoom call. Sit down and chat with them, with somebody that you know. We're here to help you. There's lots of training available. You can check out the link tree, which is the academy on your website. It's got all the information you need. And you can look at our YouTube channel. There are so many different recordings from different people, from different perspectives, because people relate to different people. Please note, this is very important. It is important to understand that there are no guarantees. You're not guaranteed to receive on Platinum. There are no guarantees in any platform that you participate in. The success or failure of any participant is dependent on your willingness to participate and to follow the guidelines of Gift of Legacy. And the guidelines are clearly laid out under the Academy tab on your website. There's a 47-page document that explains all of the guidelines and everything you need to know about Gift of Legacy. It remains an individual participant's responsibility to ensure that you are compliant with the tax laws in your country. And in South Africa, the tax laws are quite lenient towards gifting. So check them out, but make sure you do the right thing. Gift of Legacy is decentralized with no third-party affiliation, ownership, or partnership. It's not a business. You should be joining this from your heart, and when you join, you are joining Gift of Legacy on your own. You don't join via a third-party system, and if you do so, you do at your own risk. Gift of Legacy is 100% peer-to-peer, heart-to-heart. No funds are ever paid to the platform. You don't pay a central bank account. We don't pay anyone. We send gifts peer-to-peer. Gifts are always given to a Gift of Legacy participant, and you only gift the legend when you land on their board. So don't listen to anyone who messages you and says, hey, I see you're a guide on my board, please gift me. No, no, no. You only ever gift the legend. That picture summarizes everything I've just shared with you. Gift of Legacy is a gift economy. It is a system of exchange based on gift giving. How can sending a gift be illegal? We all love sending gifts. That little animation video from the beginning of this presentation was all about the joy of gifting. I know it's about Christmas, but we all relate to the joy that we have in giving gifts. And boy, we love receiving them. But there's so much more joy in giving. So thank you for joining us. If you would like to know more, please contact the person who invited you to watch this presentation. And our slogan is Color Your World. So won't you let us do that? Let us color your world. So I see a few more people have joined us. I'm so glad that you're all here. I'd love to see your faces if you're willing to put your videos on. And I'm going to ask if anybody has any questions, especially if you're here for the first time. If you're here for the first time, at the bottom of your screen, if you don't know how Zoom works, at the bottom of your screen, there's a there might be 3 white dots, or it'll say chat, and it says raise hand. When you raise hand, a hand goes up like that. If you don't know how to do the tech stuff, just shake your hand around and I'll unmute you so that you can chat, or you can type in the chat, which is also available at the bottom of your screen. Anybody with questions, comments, anything they would like to share? There's only a few of us, and there's no need to be shy. All very quiet tonight. So I know Queenie won't mind me asking her to unmute. Queenie is one of our regulars. Queenie has been in Gift of Legacy right from the beginning, and Queenie has enjoyed the joy of receiving on a gold gift. Queenie, do you want to share a little
And
bit of your journey in Gift of Legacy, and how are you, my friend?
I'm good, and you, my friend.
I'm fine. I always put
No,
you on the
no, no.
spot.
Hi, everyone in the Zoom. It's nice to be here, guys. Yeah, when I started Gift of Legacy, I didn't even know where I'm going or I'm coming. It was a difficult time for me. But the main important thing that I know why I joined Gift of Legacy is just to change my life and my kids and my grandchildren's life, because it's difficult to my age to don't have a place of your own. So I needed to get a house for my child and my grandchildren, and I can bring back things that I lost, because all my cars as a domestic worker, I lost it after I left my job. You know, the things of taking things with heart is difficult, because when you hear people saying this is it's wrong, this is that, you just take it and say, yeah, man, I've been here in this building, in this job, but I don't see the movement, and then you quit the job. I done a mistake of my life, but by the grace of God, I came back to the same company that I was working. Then they gave me a place to stay and what to call it, and the job. I'm a gardener, I'm a cleaner, I'm everything in this building. But when I took Gift of Legacy, I took it to uplift myself. So when I get old and then I can't do anything, I find the thing of saying enough is enough, but I done something with the cent that I get in this company. So when I started with a marathon that I was running with 100% per hour to make it to the end. But because I was doing it in a wrong way, like as Adele was doing the presentation, they said, don't fill up the space. I couldn't understand if I'm filling up the space or I'm not filling up the space. I realized after I was already received in the gold board, because the people that I was putting in the build in the gifting economy, they didn't understand. They wanted money now, and they wanted money that they didn't have. They've been given. I took my money when I receive on bronze board, I give it to them. They come in. I took the money when I receive in silver, I give it to them. They come in. And that time I was running. I wasn't just moving like slow, like a turtle. I was running. I was a sprinter. When I get to gold, I was so happy. The dance that I was dancing, I'm still dancing even now. When I get something that is making me happy, I dance, because my dance is my thing, is my culture. So I dance. I was so happy. I will never forget that day. It was the 22nd of October 2022. That was a great day, and it's still great. Doesn't change, because I know I did get that gift of 1,600. It was in South African rand. It was 28,000, almost 30,000 per person. One person gave it to me. I'd never ever experienced to have that money on my hand in my entire 23 years working as a cleaner and a store controller in my company. So to me, it was a change, and it's still a change, because as I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. No. Either way, people, I tell them today, come and join me in my gifting economy. You can just experience the way of doing stokvel in another way, not the way that we do it in our companies. You're gonna give this one and that one and that one. Next month is coming to you as 10,000, and then you eat it all. By the time you gift the other one, you don't even have. This one you get and you keep for the tomorrow. Guys, I'm still going to receive. I don't play games, and this platform, I'm not gonna leave it for anything. That's what I can say to you. Take it as the presentation it says. Be careful. Don't just give. No, leave your money. Show them you get it. Don't give it to them. Let them build their own money. Then they will see what you are experiencing in this platform. It's an amazing thing. You will see it. It's working. Thank you, my friend. I don't have many words. I have the way I am. I don't know what to say more, because I am who I am because of I'm relaxing here in my small cottage, but I know what is gonna come tomorrow. I always tell people every day, I said, you know what? I'd never get a platform like where I am that doesn't want you to worry about the tomorrow. I don't know how to explain it, but it is as it is. Thank you very
Queenie,
much.
You explained it so beautifully, my friend. Thank you. And I really could just delete my entire presentation and just ask people to listen to you, because you have just explained Gift of Legacy by sharing your whole journey. And thank you for sharing it so beautifully, so honestly. When Queenie talks to domestic and a cleaner, she's a caretaker of a block of flats. And look what she's achieved. We are people from very different backgrounds, but we have the same desire to create a legacy for our children, to change the trajectory of our lives, where our families might have been families that have always struggled. We want to be the ones that change that, to change the story. We want to leave a different legacy for our families.
Yes.
Are you willing to join us? Are you willing to take $25, 500 Rand, and send it with love to somebody else and start your journey in Gift of Legacy? If you are, please reach out to the person who invited you to this call, or the person who shared this presentation with you. And let me just, Queenie, I'm just going to mute you, my friend. Reach out to somebody who can explain that to you. Didn't Claire, I see you have a question. Please, can you unmute?
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much, Adele. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Queenest, for your testimony. It's really uplifting. I just have a question here. I have two people already that I have tried to put in the platform, but unfortunately their email addresses have a dot. You know, it's like smith@gmail.com. So it's not allowing them to register. So I don't know if there's any other way to get around that, because now this week is the second person who's having that problem.
That's quite easy to resolve. Are they using Gmails?
Yes, it's Gmails.
Okay, so on your Google account, you can create multiple emails. I think, I don't know how many, I've got about 15 on my Gmail. You can open up multiple emails. So just ask them to go onto their Google account to create a new email without dots, without pluses. and use that email to register, and it will work fine. It will still come to your phone, to your device. It will still come to your Google account, but you will now have different emails. And that's how people have multiple profiles in Gift of Legacy. They create multiple emails because you need to have different emails for every profile. So try and do that. My best advice, if you don't know how to do it, find a teenager. They know how to do these things.
Okay, yeah.
Find a teenager and they'll show you how to create another email, and it's really as easy as that.
All right. Okay, Adele. Thank you very much. I'll try that one. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And then Dan has a question. Hi, Dan. Can you unmute for us?
Greetings, everybody.
Hello.
I think that email with a dot, I have found in the past that sometimes that dot is negligible or unrecognizable. Try email them without a dot and check with them if they've received that email. Do a test send without a dot, and if they have received it, then it works.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another way of going around that dot.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Dan. So if you want to test the email, then email your friend. Don't put the dot in and see if they receive it. If they do receive it, then just tell them to type in the email without the dot. If that doesn't work, create a new one. Thanks, Dan. That's great advice. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Who's ready to join? Who's new here who wants a link? Who's ready to contact the person who invited them and say, I'm in? We'd love to have you join us in the theme park. So what we'll be doing next week, Tuesday, we'll be presenting the 4 attractions. We're going to alternate them so that you get different experiences, different knowledge about Gift of Legacy. Currently, on the Gift of Legacy system, when you log in, you will see that there are empty gaps on some of the boards. Don't stress about it. There was a cleanup of the system in September 2024, where people who had not logged in for 60 days, for 60 days, were removed from the system. And then a process called a compression needs to happen. Compression means that all the gaps would be filled up as much as possible, not all of them, but as much as possible. Unfortunately, we incurred difficulty. The support team and the developers are busy working on it at the moment. They're not going to run compression until the errors that they were finding are resolved. If the errors are not resolved, what's the point of doing a compression and doing maintenance on the system? So please be patient. But the benefit of that is if you join as a gifter on a board right now, and the builders and the guides are empty positions, as soon as you are confirmed, something called trickle up applies. As soon as you are confirmed, you're going to move into a builder position, maybe even straight up to a guide position. And if you're on the right-hand hemisphere and the legend is empty, you could go all the way from gifted to legend. So it's a great way to build a team. We've done trainings on it. Have a look. When you join boards, don't be stressed about empty spaces. That means you can move up. There's nobody blocking your path. So think of it as an advantage, not something to be worried about. Well, everybody, thank you so much for your time. Queenie, thank you for your presentation. I think next time I'm going to let you just present, my friend, because you know, Gift of Legacy backwards. No, you will one day, my friend. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful and blessed week. And if you're watching this recording or you're here tonight and you're ready to say, I'm in, please contact the person who invited you and they'll just share the link with you. It's really easy to join. And I look forward to meeting you one day, riding the boards of abundance. Good night. God bless.